the border today?
Yes, I did.
What did you learn?
A lot.
Is there a crisis at the border, sir?
Is it right now there's a crisis at the border?
I think that the answer is no.
You suck.
I think there is a challenge at the border that we are managing, and we have our resources dedicated to managing it.
And so a lot of the things that you are talking about, you admit, take some time to implement. But right now, you've got about 200 migrant children crossing the border every single day. CBP projected a peak of 13,000 unaccompanied children in the month of May, according to a report in Axios. What is being done between now and then when you're able to implement all the things that you're talking about that you say will take time?
Let me answer that question with tremendous pride. The men and women of the Department of Homeland Security are working around the clock 7 days a week to ensure that we do not have a crisis at the border, that we manage the challenge as acute as the challenge is, and they are not doing it alone. This is a challenge that the border communities, the non-governmental organizations, the people who care for individuals seeking humanitarian relief, all understand it is an imperative. Everyone understands what occurred before us, what we need to do now, and we are getting it done.
Respectfully, sir, though, one of your predecessors, Jay Johnson, he said that 1,000 illegal border crossings a day constitutes a crisis, that it overwhelms the system. We're at between 3,000 and 4,000 now, according to CBP officials. So how is this not a crisis?
I have explained that quite clearly. We are challenged at the border. The men and women of the Department of Homeland Security are meeting that challenge. It is a stressful challenge, and that is why, quite frankly, we are working as hard as we are, not only in addressing the urgency of the challenge, but also in building the capacity to manage it and to meet our humanitarian aspirations and execution of the president's vision.
Do you blame Trump for the problems at the border?
No, I don't. And let me address the statement made by Secretary Mayorkas that there's not a crisis. That's very disturbing, because when he was a deputy secretary in 2015 and Jay Johnson was the secretary, I met with them numerous times a week to talk about the border crossings, how many are crossing, how many are being detained, how many are being ordered removed. And the threshold we set at the time, Brian, was 1,000. 1,000 crossings a day was a bad day. It was a crisis. And now we're dealing with 4,000 a day, 4 times what he considered a crisis back in 2015. He is not being truthful to the American people. There is certainly a crisis on the border that is manufactured and was created by the Biden administration because of their promises that they made and the enticements they made to the people.